media advisor to former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. I'm joined by Iltija Mufti. Iltija, how do you see the Home Minister's statement? He hints at revocation of AFSPA and also withdrawal of forces and a bigger role being given to Jammu and Kashmir police. That means the local police is being empowered. What is your take on it?
Well, as far as PDP and Miss Mufti is concerned, we've always stood for revocation of AFSPA, And whenever she spoke about it, she was derided as an anti-national, and we welcome this move. But having said that, the proof of the pudding lies in the eating. So what our apprehension is, like everything else, जैसे जुमलेबाजी करते हैं खास तौर से election से बिल्कुल पहले, in the months leading up to the elections, this feels just like an empty slogan. And if the Home Minister indeed wants to follow this up, he should start by releasing journalists. There's so many journalists who are currently behind bars, thousands of young boys. I believe in the same interview, he spoke about how, the government of India wants to engage with young Kashmiri men. Well, he should know that the Home Ministry has, because of its PSA orders, it has slapped so many Kashmiri young boys जो अभी जेल में सड़ रहे हैं under UAPA, under PSA. तो आप अच्छी शुरुआत तो आप कह रहे हैं आप करेंगे, तो let's start by releasing them. They're not there under any solid grounds. They're under trials, and bail should be the norm. It should be the rule, not the exception. But we definitely welcome this view with this, whatever he said, his statement. And PDP has always stood for revocation, of AFSPA and the gradual withdrawal of army from civilian areas in Kashmir. Even during Mufti Saab's last tenure, when we lost him, unfortunately, in 2016, he worked for Tattu ground, for the army to vacate that ground so that it could be transformed into a public park, into a public space. So we welcome this move, but we fear, our apprehension is that it is just that, it's a jumla. जैसे हम 15 लाख आपके अकाउंट में डालेंगे इलेक्शन से पहले, हम ये अजीब जुमले सुनते हैं. So let's see, let them walk the talk and then we'll see.
This was also one of the basis of your alliance, PDP's alliance with BJP, when the alliance was stitched, as far as the AFSPA was one of the points raised by Ms. Mufti.
Which they also agreed upon.
Yeah.
Let it be very clear that in our agenda of alliance, the BJP agreed, to the revocation of AFSPA. But see, Zina, that's exactly what I'm saying. When it comes to, saying things, they make all these tall claims and they build these sand castles in the air. But when it comes to implementation and execution, it's not there. It's lacking. And abhi they understand कि हाँ elections चल रहे हैं, BJP की हालत जम्मू हो या कश्मीर हो या लद्दाख हो, they are not looking good. They don't look very strong electorally. So this could just be a way to mobilize public opinion towards, themselves.
Do you think it is an again election move?
Well, you tell me, what is their record so far? They never walk the talk. They never walk the talk. And we've seen how people were lured by the false promises कि आपके बैंक अकाउंट में हम 15 लाख डालेंगे, 2 करोड़ and all that. But where is that? That has never been. But I welcome the Home Minister saying this, because of course it could mean that he realizes the sensitivity, that this is a huge nuisance for people here, because let's not forget, AFSPA is a draconian law. It gives unbridled impunity to armed forces to do as they please. And we have seen documented cases of how these laws have been abused to punish people.
The Home Minister is saying that the AFSPA, the contentious law, will go. That also indicates that the situation in Jammu and Kashmir has improved. That has given them a chance to say this, because earlier, if you have seen during Congress regime, the Defence Minister then, A.K. Antony, completely refused when it was given, signal was given from the Home Minister then, P. Chidambaram.
Well, again, BJP's claims and the central government's claims are very contradictory. They'll say things are fine, but things are fine contingent on what they want to implement here. Things are fine when it's parliament election, but things are not fine when it comes to other things. For example, these boys who are, rotting behind jail since 2019, Zenith, it's a big deal. They come from poor backgrounds, families that cannot even afford to make a single trip to see them in Agra. How do you expect these families to pay for their litigation? So they need to adopt a more humanitarian, a humanistic approach. But having said that, they've claimed so much about Kashmir and doing things. Aap Ladakh mein dekhiye what they did. Sonam Wangchuk, the great scientist, innovator, jinke upar 3 idiots bani, he was emaciated when he ended his 21-day-old fast. There was absolutely not a shred of empathy, sympathy from the Indian government. They promised Ladakh 6th schedule. They promised the moon. They promised them the stars. What did they get? They got nothing. So we've seen this. This is a well-established pattern where you make all these lofty promises and you don't walk the talk. So let's see.
This will be BJP has claimed that this will be Prime Minister Modi's 3.1 in this government. Now this will be one of the most agendas where also the Jammu and Kashmir police will be empowered, because the law and order will come directly under Jammu and Kashmir police. Don't you think this is an empowerment to the local forces?
Well, my thinking does not matter. You know, when they do it,
You have been critical about JNK.
of course I have, because I don't have anything personal against them, but I saw myself how certain, I won't say all the intelligence agencies, I saw how a certain agency had, this political vendetta, and how they criminalize passports, they criminalize livelihoods, not just me. It's just not about my passports. There's so many students, there's so many of you journalists from your community whose passports have been impounded, and they're not allowed to fly abroad. So of course I don't paint a police with the same brush. Of course there are some problematic elements here that don't understand, that don't take a humane approach towards the problems here. But having said that, I don't want to discuss beyond a point, because जब तक कोई चीज होती नहीं है तो discussion का कोई फायदा नहीं है. So let's see, when we come to that point, then we'll talk about who they will empower or not empower. For now, it's a good beginning and they should walk the talk.
Thank you so much.